What's up, everybody? Welcome back or to the channel. Got a video I'm really dreading doing here. So a couple weeks ago went on a float trip or rafting trip or cabrewing or whatever you call it in your neck of the woods. Proceeded to blow my speakers. So kind of a good news, bad news thing. It's just the front speakers. It's not the whole system. But those are the hardest speakers to get to. So basically the entire dash has to come out of this Jeep. Really not looking forward to it. I know it's not a hard job, just complicated and a lot of plastic clips and a lot of room for air. So by the way, shout out to VIP Autoworks. They do great work. If you're ever in Northeast Ohio, I recommend you go there. They did my whole complete system, the Stinger height and head unit. I've got DD audio subs and amps. I can show you the whole system here, but and then Rockford Fosgate speakers up in the roll bar and under the dash. High quality install, great turnaround, great price. Can't say enough good things about them. VIP Autoworks, check them out. Facebook, on the socials, all that good stuff. I'll put a link down in the description. But let's get to this video. I know it sounds simple to take the plastic panel off in front of the speaker. However, you have to take one panel off to get to another, to another, to another, to another, and everything has to come off. So let's get to it. So I figured I would show you what it sounds like right now. It sounds pretty terrible. I have all of the audio faded to the back so it doesn't really play through the front, so it doesn't sound that bad right now. However, let me change this and I'll fade it to the front so you can hear what it sounds like. So this is normal, I guess normal now, faded to the back. Let me change it to the front and show you what the difference is. Oh yeah, it's a little crackly. Yeah, so we're gonna change that. Let me shut this off. So I've got my replacements here. Rockford Fosgate. It's a component kit. All I really need is the speakers, but I bought the kit so I'd have the tweeters and the crossover boxes just in case those ever went bad. So we're gonna get into this. Alright guys, so I am using some instructions. They did come with the kit from Crutchfield. I did purchase the speakers through Crutchfield, not through VIP. Great dude, of course I would go back, but I'm on a little bit of a time crunch, and this, I mean, although annoying job, it shouldn't be too difficult. So I feel like I can get this knocked out. So what I did so far, took off the side panel and then the knee panel underneath, and then I'm going to start working on the climate control and the head unit for the Stinger Heighten. It's a lot of simple tools. It's like Phillips head screws and 7mm screws, so no fancy tools required. Okay. Now we got the head unit out. Put that in a safe spot because that's the expensive part. Now we can start working on the bezel around the gauge cluster and the bezel on the passenger side, glove box, all that jazz. So these wires are pretty safe for right now. You shouldn't have to get in the middle here anymore. Just don't damage anything because everything's super expensive. Alright guys, so we got this dash piece out. That just pulls out, just be real careful. There's a few screws behind it, up here, down here. And there's a real tricky one back here behind the steering wheel. You almost need like a long screwdriver to go through the steering wheel. Just pull this panel out of the way. You should be able to get to it. After that one's off, there was another tricky one down here. And this one's wide open, but then I should be able to get this panel off and I should be able to access my speaker on the driver's side. Good news is all these screws look like they're pretty much the same. So there's not too much of a worry of mixing them up or making sure the right ones go to the right place. So that's the good thing. Need a wrench now. This last one on the side over here is a real son of a gun because you can't get anything but a little midget wrench in there. So just take your time with that one. 7mm. Gotta have one of these little midgy sets unless you got a fancy set that has small regular size ones in it. Hillbilly garage mechanics don't necessarily have that. We got little midgies. Last little bit with your fingers so you don't drop it. That'll be a fun one to put back in there, I can already tell. This wiring hanging out's from the tuner and iDash system from Banks, so don't worry about that. I'll get that tucked back in there. Yeah, looks like there's a screw into there, huh? Yep, good luck getting to that one. Same thing, little midget wrench under here. I like to put them where you can't get to them. That's typical engineers nowadays. Get her going. Man, oh man. Okay. Panel is loose. Disconnect the electrical behind it. There. Now we can see the speaker. So, factory speakers are, I want to say 4.5 inches. I have them on the side over there. So these are the upgraded. These are the Metra boxes, Rockford Fosgate speakers. Obviously they're garbage now, but I should just be able to take those off, unplug them, and plug the new one back in, and you know, undo everything I just did. These screws are different, so keep these ones separate. Of course, oh, there we go. There we go. So you can tell the quality install. You got polyfill in there. That's how you know you got a quality install. Should be able to just unplug these. White was my positive. Black was my negative. Real tight. Nice. There we go. I just got to grab the new one and put it in. Okay guys, so I got the new one. Obviously it's going to look identical, so nothing really to see, but the cone is tight. The other one was very loose. Let me grab it, I'll show you difference here. You can hear it more than anything. I mean, I'm not a speaker engineer, so I guess I can't tell you exactly what's going on in there, but just doesn't sound right. This one's tight, so I don't know, just not broken. There we go. So we're going to reconnect here, white to positive. Slide that spade terminal on there, black to negative. Make sure it's seated on there real good. Tuck the wires back in. And screw it back down. Simple job, just a pain in the butt to get to. That's all. Get all these started here. Just be careful, go slow, don't break any clips. Like I said, no specialty tools, so anybody can do this. Getting the box out is really the tricky part, you know, but I already had that done, so that part's already done for me. These screws back in, we're good to go. Not too tight, just want to start them all. And go through with a screwdriver and give them a little snugger. These guns can get away from you. Kind of best to do it by hand. It's just a screw, there's not really a torque setting, so just go nice and snug, don't want it to rattle around. Alright. Now let's go to the other side. Alright guys, so here we are on the passenger side. Gotta take the glove box out, dash panel. Don't know if the grab bar has to come off yet or not, we'll figure that out. Glove box is simple. There's a little tab in the back, just bend that past there. Pulls off the bottom, that's easy. This dash panel should just pull out like the driver's side. Just start pulling. Don't be scared. Of course I'm scared. I'm gonna pull this side panel off too. Not sure if I really have to or not. But why not? Gives you a little bit more room to breathe. Okay. Yeah, it's a little scary. Alright guys, so we're on a little bit of a search and destroy mission here. So I took off some of the screws that were obvious on the below and on the side. I'm going to try to get this grab bar off. I guess that's maybe kind of sort of in the way. I don't really know. It doesn't really say in the instructions because the instructions are technically to get the box out. You don't have to get the box, the whole dash off to get the box out. However, I'm not taking the box out. So, a little bit of a different method here. I'm sure we can figure this out. Nice hillbilly wrenches that barely ratchet, so that's good. There was a big Allen key on the front, which you don't have to take that off. That looks fairly decorative. But these screws look like basically lag bolts on the side that actually hold it in. Those do need to come off to get it off. And for power tools. I don't know where I put them. Yep. Since it's a professional garage, nothing goes as planned. Okay. Got that off. Oh yeah, now we're getting somewhere. That exposes that screw there. Uh-oh. Fiance saw him, now I'm in trouble. Alright guys, got it figured out. So this little cover that says airbag, you pull that off, of course all the pins sort of kind of break, so yeah, that's fun. There's two screws under here, that's why the dash wasn't coming off. I was just scared to pull on it because it says airbag. So, you know, never know. Pull that off, hopefully we get those blue clips back and I can reuse those. I'm still a little nervous. Alright guys, so I did what anybody would do in this situation, went to YouTube. So because the airbag is behind this panel, it's all bolted in underneath. So there's a couple of bolts, 13mm bolts underneath and one wiring harness. Just have to unplug that and then this whole contraption should come out then at that point. So 13mm bolts. Let me show you the bolts here if I can get the camera up under there. They are way up underneath, basically straight behind the tab. That should be those guys right there. So right behind the tab that held the glove box, there's two 13mm bolts. And then there's supposed to be a yellow connector. It's going to be that guy right over there. I also went ahead and disconnected the battery since we're messing with the airbag. Better safe than sorry. Yeah, I can't see anything under there, huh? Okay, that's one. Where we at here? They don't give you a ton of room in there. Just like anything else. There we go. My little yellow connector. Oh yeah. Look at that. Pops right out of there. Airbag and everything. Probably don't mess with that too much because, you know, could go off, I guess. Crazier things have happened. There we go. Now I can see a few more screws to get off. We should be golden. Save my couple blue clips I lost here too on my airbag tab. This one. Another screw over here. It's crazy how they figure this stuff out. Okay. Now, I'm not really going to take this all the way off. I should have enough room to get my gun in here to take my speaker off. Tight here on the sides, huh? Try to be careful not strip anything out here. Alright, last one. Of course, you gotta bend it the farthest. Okay. Get that out of there. So here again, white to positive, black to negative. These are just little spade terminals. Let's pull off of there. Pull off of there. Same thing. Something's loose in there. Like I said, I'm not an engineer, but it does not sound right. Let's grab the new one. Alright, got the new one. So as I mentioned before, it's hard to see a little bit, but that white back there, that's polyfill. Anytime you're doing audio, you want to have polyfill behind your speakers. Better acoustics, it'll sound better. And it's just a high quality install. Anybody who doesn't put that in there is just, it won't sound as good. That's all. That's how you know the guys who know what they're doing from the guys who don't. So put those spade terminals on there, white to positive, black to negative. Of course, yours might technically be wired different depending on who installed yours. And then put it back in place here. Tuck the wires back in. Slide the speaker back in. And screw it back down. Careful, don't want to tear anything. I like to get one started on each side, then I don't have to hold it. Yeah. Be easier if you could take this whole panel off, but if I don't have to, I'm not going to. Get them all started before you tighten them down, or else you'll never get the last one in. It's kind of how it goes. So these speakers are the Rockford Fosgate Punch Series 6.5 inch. 6.5 inch. The front set is a separate tweeter. The ones in the roll bar they're still a Punch series, but the tweeter's on the speaker. So it's technically a different speaker, but still a Punch series. And then having the Stinger Heighten head unit that allows you to fine-tune how it's split, all the power ratings front and back, all that stuff. So we'll get this all tightened down, get a panel put together, and then we'll give her a sound test. Alright guys, I want to say one more thing about the quality of the install from VIP Autoworks. I was putting this together and I saw a plug down here under the dash. Unplugged, of course, which was alarming, so tried to figure out what it went to. Well, I grabbed my factory tweeter, which he gave me back, and it plugged right in there. So he left this plug here, bypassed it, so that if I ever trade this back in, I can put the factory radio back in it and take all this stuff back out and put it in the next vehicle. So here again, high quality install. If you guys have any desire to get an audio system put in and you're in Northeast Ohio, or just feel like driving to Northeast Ohio, check out VIP Autoworks, give them a call. Like I said, I'll put it in the description. Great guy, can't say enough good things about him. Alright, so we are just putting the screws in where I took them out from. Take your time with this. Make sure you don't miss one. There's going to be nothing worse than getting to the end on the last panel and having a screw left over and having to figure out where it went. So just take your time, go slow with it, put them back in. I do also recommend these little impact drivers. I don't really care what brand you get. I'm not a brand snob. I bought something Ryobi a long time ago and kept with it just so I have the same batteries for everything. So looks good. So yeah, just go slow. Make sure you don't forget anything. Go from one panel to the next till you get to the end. Alright guys, we are down to the last piece, the climate cluster here. That was one of the first ones to come out. So, just like everything else, just go nice and slow. Make sure everything's plugged in nice and tight. Everything's locked into place. I do appreciate you guys hanging on with me. This was a little bit of a longer video, but very informative, I feel like. Okay. Oop. Well, see? That's what you get. There's little clips. This side basically goes in first. There you go. Little ledge, I guess, I don't know what they're called, ledge clips or something. They go in first and then work it to the right and it'll lock into place. Alright. Now, let me get the battery reconnected and give everything a whirl here. Alright guys, here we go. We're going to do it together. Get some power. Get it fired up here. Not that we'll have idiot lights, I guess, but we'll make sure there's no idiot lights. Let the radio boot up here. It does take a second for these radios to boot up. Now it's a new speakers, so there is sort of a break-in period here. You don't want to go nuts right away. Let me get the audio faded back to where... Oh yeah. So I had it in the middle. Just keep it in the middle, front to back, left to right. No more rattle. Perfect. Alright guys. Well, I was a little nervous. I mean, obviously the speakers are bad, but hopefully it wasn't some wire, something bad somewhere else. So, seems to have fixed the problem. I'm just gonna run the radio low for a little while, let the speakers warm up. But it seems to be much better now. So it's a lot of plastic clips, it's a lot of screws. Just go slow, one clip at a time. Take it easy. Not hard. All you had, the only specialty tool I used was, I mean, a drill, I guess, impact driver. So most everybody has that in their shop. But thanks for watching. I'm sorry this video was so long. There was a lot to cover. But I appreciate you hanging out. Once again, VIP Autoworks, check them out. Radio sounds good. I'm excited. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like or subscribe. We got some more videos coming in for you. Alright guys, so I'll show you the system here real quick. So this is the Stinger heightened head unit. Lighting's kind of terrible in here. But this is basically the home screen. I run satellite radio, so but you can do anything you want. Bluetooth, or if you want to put a USB stick in there, regular FM radio, AM radio, whatever. This is the home screen, so you can choose Apple CarPlay, Android Audio if you got your phone nearby, or plugged in, whichever. Satellite radio, Bluetooth. These are all just your apps, so there's a couple pages of that. And then we'll go through some of the cool features here. Climate control, you can control there. Everything still works with, you know, down below, but you also get touchscreen up here. So all your functions are up there. It's kind of cool. If you turn it on and you crank up the power, you'll see more of the arrows show up, just kind of showing you how powerful it is. I don't know. Then they turn blue if it's real cold, or turn red if it's real hot. Just kind of cool. Back out of there. They do a bunch of different gauges. Of course, you can see I put my own picture back there. 0 to 60 times. Basic vehicle info, telling you if the doors are open, hood's open. Obviously I have doors off and my hood's open, so that's why it says all that. Gives you some altitude, all kinds of stuff here. It'll tell you if where the steering wheel's going. You can set up a bunch of different gauges. Your off-road pages are on here, a lot like the Rubicons. This is not a Rubicon, but you still get these pages without the Rubicon. And this stays on no matter what speed you're going. I know the one on your dash will turn off if you go over 25 miles an hour, so this will stay on no matter what. And it tells you what your drivetrain's doing, tire, you know, steer angle, and transfer case setting. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I basically just stay in satellite radio, and then a couple of the gauges. You also have like a quick menu down here at the bottom. You can set whatever you want it to set, and then obviously you have all kinds of audio controls. Set your equalizer up however you want. I mean, this is like in-depth stuff. I don't even know. The VIP Autoworks set this up, so I just don't touch it. But so I don't know if you're into rock, country, whatever you want, but we will show you a little sound sample here.
To us it did. That's Mitchell Tenpenny, a third of the way through.
So it sounds great. So when I blew my speakers, I may or may not have been drinking. This radio goes up to 40 on the volume. I had it at 35 for about 2 hours, so that was about all it could do. Amps got super hot. Front speakers blew. So here we are. Got her fixed. We're all ready to roll today. So you already saw 6.5-inch Rockford Fosgates up front. Actually smaller tweeters, but better quality. And then in the roll bar, 6.5-inch also. This is also a Metra kit. You have to get a trim ring here and cut it out. But same Rockford Fosgate speakers there. I have a custom sub box. Here again, look, made by VIP. So this is a color matched panel. The Sting Gray is what I have, but it's a custom sub box. Fits perfect under the rear seats. It's carpeted, vinyled. A bunch of dog hair because I have dogs. But I have a pair of 8-inch DD audio subs. Front facing, so I guess you got to watch your feet. It's to get the right volume size box for the subs. That's about all you can do. If you do down firing, which is a better sub, then your box is smaller and your volume space is different. It doesn't sound as good. So it's the best way to go. Also a quickie plug, in case you ever have to pull this out. The sound system will still work without the subs. Just if you have to haul something and you don't want your subs, just unplug it, take your subs out, and do what you gotta do. Let's put the seats down. We got the amps behind the seat. Might not be able to see too much back here, but there's a separate amp. Yeah, let me get a flashlight here. 1 second. All right, guys, here we go. So here's my amps. DD audio also for the amps. One for the subs. One for the speakers way over there. But the wiring is all super neat. Loomed. High quality install. I can't be any happier. Let me go to the other side. I'll show you the other side here. So there's the other amp. Wiring is real neat. Real happy. So when I blew my speakers, like I said, my amps got hot. But they have like a safety feature, they'll shut off. So the amps are okay. They did not fry themselves. But great sound system. Highly recommend upgrading the sound in the Jeeps. It sounds great. Everywhere we go, everybody has a compliment. So appreciate you guys watching. So, sorry again, this video is so long. But any questions, feel free to drop a comment. And thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe for some more cool content. Thanks.